people kind of piling in over the next minute or two. I do have a couple of questions for you guys this evening. I know this is a question and answer primarily for you to ask me, and you are welcome to try to stump us by all means. But we do have a couple of questions for you too. Get this right out there right away. Tomorrow, big flash sale, Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern time on the site, surplusfundsriches.net. There'll be a direct link there. You can also click on special offers and sign in to get to that site, or you can wait, and there should probably be a direct link tomorrow starting at 10 a.m. Eastern. Cheryl says, looks and sounds good here. That's great. And a couple things. We are going to offer the insider access. This is for guys that just want video training and just want to do it on their own. It's a great overview system, goes in depth, and it's $97. We offered this before, and it sold out very quickly. We're going to have the National Surplus Funds Partnership option at $397. Tax surplus strike force at $597, panning for hidden surplus funds at $997. And I think, and Jeff can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe we're going to offer the three of those: national surplus funds, strike force, tax surplus strike force, and the panning for hidden surplus funds, all of them bundled together if you'd like for $997. It's almost half off. So that's going to be a big sale. There may be some more available. I'll let Jeff chime in on that. Really excited, guys. Anybody that's been following us on Facebook or on the school, SKOOL on our system there, you guys know that we've been tearing it up with checks coming in right now. And that's because of you. That's because of the guys that have signed up for the partnership, taken our training, and applied it. There's also a lot of people, I know this because I'm getting a lot of emails these days from folks that are like, you know what, I'm starting to see it. I put this off for 2 years. I bought your ebook a couple of years ago, and they're getting back into it because they know it's there. Guys, it's not even close to saturated. We're just basically scratching the surface right now. So I'm excited about this year. Philippe says, good evening, Sean and everyone. Thank you, Philippe. Peter K says, good evening. And Kayla Elise, let me take a look here. Says, hello. Hey, Kayla. Don't recognize that name. I hope you're here. I hope you're new here. Everyone's welcome here. There is no such thing as a silly question or a stupid question, so fire away if you have any questions. One thing I will tell you is we have some free resources you are welcome to. If you haven't done this before, you can go to surplusfundsriches.net, click on free training. I've got an hour plus video that goes very in depth on how to actually do the program, or the business, I should say. And that's a great starting point because that'll take care of some of your questions right up front on what's involved with this business. And just realize that if you do partner with us, you're not going to have to skip trace. You're not going to have to cold call. You're not going to have to mail. You're not going to have a website or a corporation or an LLC. You can start right away using the program, turning it into us, and we'll handle the heavy lifting for you. And I'll send you a 1099 at the end of the year as an individual. Don't need a company. Gail, hi everyone. On your State of the Union video, you stated that Texas has not been responding very favorably. Do you still want the files from Texas? Excuse me. Well, let me clarify. So with Texas, what I said is it's taking a long time in a lot of instances to get the money out. That's part of it. The other thing is that Texas has an attitude toward people in this industry and toward even attorneys in this industry. We can get around that. We've got attorneys that can navigate that, and we also have a structured buyout, so we don't have the caps, the ridiculous caps they have applied to us. Texas is a great state. It's just I think a lot of people piling in because of the obvious. It's a fairly dense population. Obviously, most of it around rivers and the ocean, but it's fairly dense population. And it's 357 counties. I mean, it's a no-brainer for people to try it. But there are other counties and states that do a little bit better as far as speed and ease of the retrieval. Very good question, Gail, and I encourage you to ask more. Kippet. Good evening, Sean. Well, hello, Kevin. Eileen Moynihan. Hello, all. Happy to be here. We are happy to have you, Eileen. And again, guys, use this opportunity to ask any and all questions. Again, monster sale. If you haven't come on board with us, monster sale tomorrow, starting at 10 a.m. Eastern. Go to the site, surplusfundsriches.net. Click on special offers. You can check that out. There's a countdown clock on there. A couple of the programs I think are going to sell out fairly quickly. And I would tell you need to show up at about 10 a.m. Eastern as quickly as you can on there. Now, what's going to happen is the products page will flip at 10 a.m. Eastern. It will go from being kind of a generic products page to a buy page. Okay. Antoinette says, good evening. Good evening, Antoinette. Another thing, guys, I would look at the replays recently too. I actually went through the update on the board. I'm going to be sending some more emails out tomorrow on some more deals we got under contract. We're still doing very well. Also, I know a lot of you guys have listened to some of my other webinars, and you know that we were asking for, or rather, we were starting a evening caller to help us as well, and we've got him up and running, and he's finally starting to get some traction. It takes a while for people to get good at the calls, but he's really starting to get some traction on that, and he's learned the system and the process. Just so you guys know, we switch off files between the case managers. So like if one doesn't have a really good rapport, or it just doesn't work well when they call, it'll be switched over to another case manager for them to try too. Sometimes you just you catch people at a rough day. I will say that some of the biggest returns for us, having a message system built in on our GoDaddy site that we use for claimants, that is huge. We get it back with them very, very quickly. They feel the interaction there, and that has really, really paid off. Gives us a lot of credibility, as does the BBB accreditation that we have for the claimants. It's separate from our educational company. But for the claimants, we have a BBB accreditation, A+ rating, 0 complaints, and I think hundreds by now. Maybe not hundreds of reviews. Quite a few reviews. Let's see what else we got here. Philippe says, yeah, the evening call is a great addition to the team. I agree with you. We're catching people at different times. We're fine-tuning that. We're going to have another meeting with him. I don't like meetings if I can avoid them, but we're going to have another meeting with him, Zoom meeting, probably Tuesday. He is actually our only remote caller, but he also handles a different type of call for us. What it's really helping do is my existing day callers are able to concentrate and really pound the stuff as soon as it comes in, because speed matters in this business, and he's more of a cleanup crew, but it's paying off for us. Oh, look at that question. Michigan versus Ohio, any state better to work? Thank you. So depends on your definition, Peter. I'm not trying to be a politician here, but it depends on your definition of better. So Michigan, we actually went back and forth with a little bit because there was an outdated statute that got changed recently, but the counties were kind of arguing, trying to use the other statute, and that was throwing a wrench in some of our deals there, at least for a little while. Now we've cleared that up. Also, we got a much better attorney there. I think there's a lot of opportunity in Michigan. Let me put it that way. Ohio too. I think Ohio's probably worked a little more because all of their records are very transparent there. But look, we've got a fantastic attorney there too. We've done a heck of a lot of business in Ohio. Why limit yourself? You know what I mean? A lot of people they'll, Sean, what do you think about this county or this state, or what about this one? Wherever you get a list, work it. If you work in the National Surplus Funds Program where you're using online lists, wherever you get a list, work it. Only ones we're not going to work. Florida's a separate program for us because the statutes are so different. We don't want to work Colorado. It's just a nightmare. And North Carolina is not going to give you a list. Having said that, that's for National Surplus Funds, where you're working off of a list and you're just researching the debt. You find your list, research the debt, turn it in, and you're done. With the Tax Surplus Strike Force, you're going after tax overages in areas where the counties are a little late reporting them. So we teach you how to estimate them before they even show up on a list, or even create your own list in areas where you can't get one. That's kind of a big deal, much lower competition. Similar with panning. Panning for hidden surplus funds, different program, is going after mortgage overages in states that are non-judicial, so you can't get a list. A non-judicial state means that an attorney handles not only the foreclosure but the disbursement of the funds. They're not going to take the liability to publish the list. So you've got to be able to estimate the mortgage overages in those 20 plus states, put that together, and be able to estimate accurately, I should say, the surplus funds from mortgage foreclosures in those 20 plus states. Teach you how to do that. You turn it in. We take it from there. I'm in Premier 16, okay, and I see that there's an initial form to electronically submit, prior to client contact, and then a second after contact. Should I wait for a response from the first submission? So Eileen, you've got access to our active files working list. So when you go on to your resources page connected to your ebook, open that up, that list that's updated once a day. And by the way, guys, you can't open it up today and then open it up a week from now. That's the same list. Put a new list on there every night, Monday through Friday. So open that up and check to see if your submission has been accepted. If it has, it'll show up under your name on that list. You can search by case name. I would not search by case number. Occasionally that's entered incorrectly. That's more of a reference. But I would search by case name or your name even, and look for it on there. And that'll tell you that it has been accepted. If it wasn't accepted, you should have received an email back saying, "Hey, we're kicking back this file because you forgot to fill out the conclusion page or whatever." And guys, that's normal. You're going to mess up at first, but we're going to tell you what to fix so you can resubmit it to us. I thought program sales were being put on hold for a while. They were. We're throwing it out this weekend because I had so many people asking, particularly for the do-it-yourself $97 video system. That program, a lot of people buy that because they buy it for $97. There's a $100 coupon in it, so that they can come back later and get, say, the national surplus funds instead of for $397, $297. And it's kind of a way that people are building their own pay-as-you-go type system, if that makes sense to you. Dennis Carroll, let's see what he has to say. All things being equal, can you say that one partnership program or another has a shorter turnaround time from the submission to payout? I really can't. At first I would have said, I would have assumed it would have been panning because we're dealing directly with the foreclosure attorneys in non-judicial states on mortgage overages. But even in that instance, there is a little bit of a delay. Guys, the average has always been 3 to 4 months. However, two variables to consider. And this is why I offer a $500 advance to people when we get it under contract. You're offered that option when we get it under contract. Then I'll tell you when we get one under contract. And that is, if airship's involved, that can back it up a month or two, because now we've got to, in some instances, not all, now we may have to open up an estate. Now, in addition to that, what can throw a wrench in it is certain states have second steps involved where there's another department that has to approve it, or there's just a delay in them overall just granting it. And here's the thing, I try not to tell people which states take a little bit longer to pay out. I'm not hiding anything from you. I just know what'll happen. Everybody else they'll move out of there when I know there's a lot of business there. So this is another reason why the gentleman that asked, hey, what about Michigan versus Ohio? I think it was a gentleman. Hey, why don't you work more than one state? You know what I mean? And by the way, we have a great New York attorney now too, and a great Michigan attorney. On the mortgage history chain of title, do we list HUD loan modification, and do we include the amount? I'm going to let Jeff jump into that. I think he might have had an example, one of the examples he put together in the ebook with that, but I'm going to have Jeff. Jeff is my business partner, and he's in the background right now mediating. So, but by the way, that is something that's a great question, Augusto. But that is something that is probably better, like when you're really getting into the nuts and bolts on stuff. You can ask it whatever you want, but it's usually better to use support, because I know a lot of people wait. We have these every 2 weeks or so, and a lot of people wait for these to ask questions when you've got email-based support built into your program where Jeff gets back typically in one business day, very, very quickly. So you don't have to wait for that stuff, I'm not saying you were waiting for that, but we get that a lot. TNT Money Source. Do you recommend staying away from probate or heirs? Absolutely not. I mean, if you're doing it on your own and you don't have the resources for it, that may be something you want to wade into later. But if you're partnering with us, it's making up over 16% of our deals right now. One out of 6 of our deals is heirship, where we have to deal with an heir involved. So it's 2 answers. If you're starting on your own, that's a different layer. It's more that you're going to have to do. And you're probably like, hey, we teach you in our National Surplus, the full program. We teach you how to use assignments. We teach you how to use the finder claim forms. And we teach you how to use what we do, which is a structured buyout. And what I mean by that is when somebody works with us, we're going to give them 10% up to $5,000 within 2-3 weeks after they sign with us. And then the rest of whatever we agree to on the split when we get it out. Well, that's a big deal. These guys just lost their property. They're not just in debt to the mortgage company or the tax guys. They're in trouble, and that is a really big deal for people. So we teach multiple systems to do this. Airship is just a different animal. It's a little more complicated. It has taken us probably, I'd say it took us, the first year was nothing but learning curve. And we messed up on some of the deals. I lost some money on it, actually. That's why you partner with us. Philippe, I enjoy working panning, tax surplus strike force, and national. They're great programs. Thank you, sir. Philippe's doing very well. Mark, hi, I have gold package since I've had gold package since 2023. Resource links don't work there anymore. Mark, I'm going to tell you right now. So what we use with the gold package, anyway, what we use with the programs is you can't break it. So if those links are messing up, it's on your end. Try to use a different browser, okay? Or take down you've got everything really, really tight on your security systems, or settings, I should say. Try messing with that because they're working, every one of them. This is something that's constantly checked. And I'm telling you, everything's working on that. Here's Jeff's answer to Augusto, where he asked on the mortgage history chain of title that's on our worksheet, do we list HUD loan modifications and do we include the amount? And the answer is, if there is a loan modification, put that on the mortgage history page with the new amount. Also note that on the mortgage that it is a loan modification. In other words, let us know. That way we know it's not a new loan, it's a recast or modified loan. Also, it says resource page links have not changed for any programs in the gold bundle from 2023. There you go. They're the same links. There should not be an issue for you at all. Awesome. Guys, good questions so far. Keep them coming. We're working till 8:30, so don't be shy. Again, no such thing as a silly or stupid question. Ask away. Always somebody's asking a question you didn't think of, and usually it's the question that people go, I'm not sure if I want to ask this. That's actually a really good question. So fire away. And again, I've noticed we've had a recent uptick on people on the webinar. I'll just mention again, if you didn't get the notice on it, starting 10 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow, the sale hits at the website, surplusfundsriches.net. And what will happen is that page, our products page, will flip and become an information page. From an information page, it will become a sales page. So you'll be able to buy at that point. Any and all questions are good. Oh, I had 2 questions for you guys, and you can certainly think about this or answer as you'd like. 2 things. One, would it be better, because I'm noticing that our traffic on our site from folks is doing better later. Okay, we're getting a ton of people coming in really late at night. And I'm sure that's because people want to do this on the side, as a side hustle too, in addition to their job if they've got one. So would 10 p.m. Eastern time work better than 8 p.m. Eastern time? I know we got a lot of Mountain Time people in here, Central and California as well, or other West Coast. So would it be better if we push these back to 10 p.m. at night on the Thursdays when we have them? That's the first question. Trying to think of what the other one I had. Oh, the other one is I've been thinking about playing with doing this on the Facebook stream instead of YouTube. Do you guys have any thoughts, or do you care which one it's on? I kind of like YouTube. I think it's a really robust platform. But if you guys would rather I do it on Facebook, that's something I'd give a shot to. Okay, Ann, what do you consider a lot of files turned in for 1 month? It's a good question, and Jeff probably has a better idea than me. I will say that our top guys, Jeff, you can tell me I'm wrong, our top guys, and these are people that are getting paid a lot this year, turning in anywhere from 30 to 50 a month. Jeff, tell me if I'm wrong on that. He has a better feel for the pulse. Philippe says, I like 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay. Jeff has a better feel for the pulse on that, but I'm thinking 30 to 50 a month, maybe more than that. He can certainly tell me. If you're consistently doing that, you're going to do just fine. I will tell you, I have, without naming them, I have 3 people that I believe are going they've got a really good shot at breaking 100K this year. And a bunch more people that are probably going to be well over 40, 50. Let's see. YouTube, I love YouTube. Okay. How about a compromise of 9? I prefer YouTube, but will defer to the group. Okay. I would prefer streams on YouTube. Wow, everybody's on YouTube, whichever platform YouTube. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna go ahead and end that question and say we're gonna stick with YouTube. I do like the possibility of 9, but I'm unable to get on Facebook, so that would not work for me. Okay, that's fair enough. And I know a lot of people, Joseph. I know a lot of people that have kind of boycotted that, and if so, nothing but respect on you for that. Cheryl, 8 p.m. still works, and I like YouTube as well. Okay. Gail, 100K is awesome. Yeah, no kidding, Gail. I'm not exaggerating. I already have. Well, I've got one person with a ton. I mean, a ton in inventory right now that's going to close out. Well, I've got a bunch of them, I should say, but I've got 2 people that have already broken mid 60s. So I just don't think it's going to be an issue to hit it. Now, heads up, in December, things kind of slow down because the courts, in November, December, it slows down a little bit on payouts. That's why having attorneys really helps, because we push them super hard. So here's what happens. We put a ton under contract at the end of the year. And especially in January too, because you've got people that spend a lot of money on Christmas. You've got, people are they need the money, particularly at the end of the year. But sometimes we run into where it's a slowdown. We really have to push courts hard, and in November through December. But I don't think that's going to be an issue this year. Our next webinar, Jeff's already jumping in, 8/27. Sounds good to me. 2 weeks from now, 10 p.m. will most likely be at 8 p.m. most times. Okay, yeah, let's do it, Jeff. Let's go ahead. And I know you guys, sorry for those of you guys today, I like 8 or 9. We're going to try it at 10 just to see what happens. Antoinette, with Ohio files, does it take 30 days to get the foreclosure deed? And she says 8 p.m. for me. Antoinette, it depends on the county. So if you're looking, if you're waiting on to get a deed, it depends on the county. Some of them record those quicker than others. So I'm going to say no. Some of them, I believe it's within a week or 2. Some of them are not. Remember, there's quite a few files. There's quite a few counties in Ohio. A lot of people work Ohio because that's also where one of the examples is in the ebook. And it's a great place to work, and there's plenty to go after there. Dennis, is Zombie Business Reviver still a viable program? Absolutely, Dennis. Now, that is a do-it-yourself program, and I'll tell you, just for you guys who don't know what Zombie Business Reviver is, you're going to run into deals. And in these deals, what you're going to run into is there's an issue where it was owned by a company that no longer is in business. They've gone out of business. And what that teaches you how to do is be able to get that, buy the actual business name or business itself, I should say. Usually there's not tangible assets anyway, but buy the business for next to nothing because it's just a name. And go ahead and reactivate that business with the state, wherever it's been, where it used to be. And then at that point, turn around and claim the money for yourself, because you are the company now. And that works great. So yes, it's still a viable program. It's similar to the hybrid program in that this is a great way. It's a way to pick up deals where it was a business and they went out of business. Like the hybrid program is a great way where, oh my God, there's all this debt. This is the surplus hybrid program we have. It's a different one. There's all this debt. It's so hard to get rid of. It's not going to be able to get rid of, I'm sorry. And the people don't want to work with us or whatever it is. If they went into bankruptcy within 2 years before or after the foreclosure, you can contact the bankruptcy department, or whatever the court was, where it was held. Okay. Sometimes it's a Western or North or East or whatever it is. You can contact that court for that area and let them know, hey, I know where there's money due to this person that was a debtor, okay, that went into bankruptcy, and there's 30 grand, I want a 25% referral, and they'll typically pay between 20 and I've heard somebody get 20 and 30%. There are no finder caps in the federal level. Now look, it's a cleanup program, right? It didn't work out by calling the client, or there was too much debt. What the heck, give it a shot, and you're just using email through the court. Now look, if you guys have our programs, you already have one of our programs, and you're going, oh my God, I'd like to add that. No problem. Open your resources page. There is a past buyer loyalty discount link there. Click on that and you can pick that up at any time. Philippe, my goal is turning 75 to 100 files a month. I hear you, Philippe. I've had people do it. I've had people turn in, consistently over 60 in the past. And some of them cool down and slow down a little bit. Sometimes they keep rolling. I have a lot of people, we've had a lot of people that have stuck with us a long time. Antoinette says, I've been waiting a while. Okay. And Russell, okay, thank you. I'm close to that number. When I get a little better at panning, I'll be there. Good for you. That's awesome. Alta Gracia Prince. I just saw your notification on YouTube, then I remember the class. Awesome. Natasha, I don't use Facebook. All right, no problem. We will stick, guys. I'm hearing that. We will stick on YouTube. Natasha says 8 p.m. Eastern is already 9 p.m. where I am. So where are you, Natasha? Because it's typically earlier as you go west. Anyway, let's see. Kayla Elise, I'm in Louisiana. Do you work the state? We do. And in fact, we finally, thank you. I got a direct email when I asked folks to recommend somebody. We finally got a great attorney in Louisiana. It's a different state for sure. They've got some kind of wacky laws. You've got some kind of French law thrown in there too. It's just different, guys. But it's a little, and it's parishes instead of counties. It's a little bit different, but yes, we do. If you've got, as long as you've got a good list and you know what you're doing, there's not an issue. Antoinette, thank you. You're very welcome. And Russell, has the files work list combined the surplus and the pre-auction list? It looks different. Yeah, Jeff says this too. Very quick before I answer that, Ann. Yes, we work Louisiana. The best program will be panning for that state. Absolutely, that's the best program. Going after mortgage, panning for hidden surplus funds, going after mortgage overages. We have to estimate the amount of the mortgage overage or surplus funds. That's the best one to use in that state by far. You're absolutely right. Has the files worked list combined the surplus and the pre-auction list? It looks different. I don't think so, Ann. I think it's all surplus. Yeah, that's what Jeff said. Kayla, thank you very much. You're very welcome, Kayla. Running out of time, guys. This is your shot. Ask any and all questions. I did get another call earlier today, and a lot of people don't see it on the site or they don't see it on the emails we send and all that. We are the oldest running trainer on the planet. Okay, closest to us would be a gentleman that happens to also be an attorney. He has a program out there where he charges, I think it's anywhere from 3 to 5 times what we charge, and it's just a do-it-yourself, no built-in partnership. Charges another 10 grand a partner, and he bought that program from somebody else. We are the longest-running trainer with programs that actually, and also the longest running that partners with people. Both of those worked over 40,000 files, 20 years in the business, 15 plus years training and partnering with folks. So if you're looking and you were wondering if you need to get off that fence, now would be the time to do that with the sale tomorrow. And yes, there's going to be some of those programs we will sell out. Okay, it looks like my stealth files were on the list. That should not. And maybe it was. Jeff says he'll take a look at that. Philippe, you guys are the GOAT. Thank you, sir. One Shalinda Quinlan. Which program pays out the quickest? So we had this question a little earlier. And I would have thought it was going to be panning, but they're all about the same, 3 to 4 months on average. But if we're working with heirs, it can take another month or two if we have to open up an estate or a probate file, but that's making up over 16% of our deals. So we're not going to throw those away by any means. We're still going to work them. And then, it depends on the county and the state as far as how things pay, but I'd say tax sales, strike force, and panning are currently, in most instances, a little bit faster than a national, if that answers your question. I hope that answers your question. Now, just so you know, guys, you can get, if you haven't bought with us, national surplus, which is usually $397, tax surplus strike force, which is $597, and then $797 is the panning for hidden, okay? What are we talking about here? We're talking about $1,800, $1,791 worth of programs for $997. So if that's something you can afford, jump on that. What is the elite bundle, she asks. So I know we're doing a Prime bundle, which is National Surplus. Uh, it's National Surplus, Tax Surplus, Strike Force, and Panning for Hidden Surplus Funds for $9.97. I don't know that we're going to be offering the Elite this time around. So it check it out, guys. 10 a.m. Eastern. It's gonna launch. Jeff might jump in and say whether or not I don't think we're going to offer that this time, but we might. And I'm going to give him a minute because we're about at the end. And by the way, Cheryl, I did see your comment. Thank you, and you also have a good night. And Ann Russell says thank you to support. That's awesome. Oh, that was Cheryl. Have a good night. Yeah, you too, Cheryl. All right, guys. I'll tell you what, if you need to reach out to me, TNT Money Source, give me a call tomorrow. I'm there for pre purchase questions, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Time at 704 791 939. Oh, Elite is going to be offered. Okay. At 704 791 9398. That is my direct cell number. Please call me between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay. Let's see what we got here on the Elite. Here, August sale pricing. Oh, sure enough, Elite. Oh my God, that's 16 programs. It's an $8,000 value for $14.97. Hey, just do yourself a favor, TNT Money Source. Go to surplusfundsriches.net, click on special offers. That'll take you to the products page, and there literally is. If you scroll down, it says August sale pricing right on there. So yes, that's wow. Jeff made a lot of options here for you guys. Okay. I hope that answers your question, and definitely go there. There's also on that page, real quick, there is a download. Let's see, on the main products page before you click to see the pricing, there is a download. Sorry, I need to click something real quick. Sorry, guys. There's a download that's an overview of all the programs. Blessings to all. This is Gail. Wishing each and every one of you continued growth, abundant blessings, and great success. Thank you very much. That was really sweet, Gail. I'm in Buenos Aires. Says, I got you. Okay, I was wondering about that. Let's see. Peter, real quick. I've got a couple more questions answered here. Thank you. TNT, is there a yearly fee? No, it's a one-time shot. That's it. I know there's guys out there that want to charge you by the month. It's crazy to me. We just want to defray the cost of starting you up. Yeah, sale pricing. There's a lot of programs. Yes, there are, Kayla. Choose carefully. If you've got questions, give me a call. Cell phone tomorrow, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 704 791 9398. Hey, thanks, guys.